So finally, relatively speaking, we actually play a chip correctly. What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, J&O, and welcome to my team for Game Week 36 points and performance, where we go over how I did in Game Week 35 and look at what I need to do moving forward into Game Week 36 to maximise my FPL rank. So if that is something you want to do as well and you want to have a discussion, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below and let's have a discussion about the game we all love. And let's get straight into this video. And I managed to come out of Game Week 35, the double game week, with 116 points, which I've had better double game weeks before, but this one was still a pretty good game week, which did see me rise in rank. I started off the game week around 19,000, have finished on 13,330th, with a game week rank of 41,567th, with the average points being around 67 points and me getting 116. I did take a -8, which saw me drop down to 108 points for the game week, but still, relatively speaking, it's a success. And potentially, with 3 game weeks left, if I have 3 good game weeks, I could break into that top 10k. There were a lot of points all over the place, but the 2 standout performers for me were Laporte and Gerard Deulofeu, who both came in with double-digit scores. Laporte with 15, Deulofeu with 17. But then the next highest scoring player was actually Alexander-Arnold, with a clean sheet and assist getting 11 points. Sterling did get me 16 points in total, but that's because he was the man with my captain's armband, and Diego Jota also got 11 points. Vardy also sprung up with a goal to get 9 points. However, Firmino, Jimenez, Son, Mane, Valerie, Foster and Kiko Firmino all didn't get me any returns over 2 game weeks, or just the 1 if you're looking at the likes of Mane and Firmino. Lewis Dunk, who is a reminiscent from Double Gameweek 34, did come in with a clean sheet, of course, so on my bench from my bench boost. And Lloris did also get a clean sheet on my bench as well. With 6 points scored, unfortunately, he got some sort of minor injury just before the Man City game, which meant he only played the 1 game. But of course, we know Man City won that game, so he wouldn't have got a clean sheet in that one most likely anyway. But overall, a successful game week. Could it have been better? I have seen better scores. Could it have been worse? I've also seen worse. Kevin De Bruyne was someone I was definitely thinking of bringing in. And fortunately for me, he was going to be my move this week. But he didn't feature much in the double game week 35 because of picking up an injury in the game against Spurs. So overall, we're very happy. It does see us get green arrows across the board. And now hopefully we can attack game week 36 and onwards and hit that elusive, for me at least anyway, top 10k. But as we always do, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into the underlying stats for my players, see who should stay on my side, see who potentially should go, and who was just unlucky in double game week 35. So we're going to have a lot of players, of course, to talk about because I played my bench boost, 15 in total. We start off with the goalkeepers, and we got Hugo Lloris at 5.4 million, getting me a clean sheet, 1 clean sheet out of 90 minutes played. That came to a total of 6 points, and he only actually made 1 save in the game he played in against Brighton. So it wasn't like he was the busiest goalkeeper, but all points count. So I'm happy with Lloris, as well as the fixtures that are coming up for him and Spurs. Hopefully there'll be a few more clean sheets yet. And then Ben Foster, unfortunately no clean sheets out of 2 games. It looked very close to having a clean sheet in the first game. I think the clean sheet was wiped out in the dying minutes of the game, which was massively, massively disappointing for me because, of course, I had him and Kiko. Why I brought in Kiko Firmino, I don't know. Maybe it was the fixtures that tempted me, but it's disappointing to say the least to not have covered my bases when numerous times I've said I do not want to double up on defence. He got me 5 points in total though because he got 5 saves, so he gets more than just the 2 points, and he played the full 180 minutes, so at least he did appear in both games for the full amount of time allocated to him, which I can't say about everyone in my squad. So let's get the first one out of the way. Valerie, 4.1 million, looked nailed on in that Southampton side. Had scored some decent goals recently as well, so of course there was always the hope that he could get a clean sheet and get a goal. However, he played 12 minutes over 2 games, getting me 1 point and has no underlying stats to talk about whatsoever. Firmino at 4.2 million was also another player who didn't feature as much as I'd have liked him to in double game week 35, getting 135 minutes and only getting me 3 points in total. However, he did have 4 penalty area touches and 1 chance created with an expected goal involvement of 0.31. It's a shame. He could have almost got a clean sheet, but it was taken away in the dying minutes. But then the next 3 defenders did get me returns. First one being Lewis Dunk at 4.4 million. The guy from Double Gameweek 34 who disappointed in that one in fixtures that we assumed he would at least get a clean sheet in and maybe an attacking return. Instead, he gets a clean sheet in Double Gameweek 35 when I'm starting to think about getting rid of them. 8 points from 180 minutes played, 1 clean sheet. He had 2 penalty area touches with 2 attempts on goal, both from inside the box. And he had 1 chance created as well with an expected goal involvement of 0.24. I can't complain with that. Any return from him was going to be a plus to my game week. And then we have the big scorers. We have Trent Alexander-Arnold, only playing 85 minutes in this game week, but he got 11 points thanks to a clean sheet and an assist with 2 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, and 5 chances created in one game, which is incredible, and a 0.57 expected goal involvement. I'm very happy I've at least kept him, and to be honest, Liverpool have the fixtures moving forward where I still wanted those Liverpool options for game week 36 and onwards. And then we got Laporte, who at 6.1 million, he loves a double game week. 15 points returned in this one with 2 clean sheets and 180 minutes played. 3 bonus points as well for his performances. Only 1 attempt on goal and 1 penalty area touch, an expected goal involvement of 0.11, but he has been reliable in double game weeks, so I'm happy I stuck with him. We now move on to the midfield, and unfortunately for me, there was 2 players who didn't return any points yet again, and it's 2 of the players that I assumed would be likely to return points, one of them being Sadio Mane at 10 million. He is another single game week player in my side who only got me 3 points from 90 minutes played. However, he had 12 penalty area touches, 3 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, and 4 chances created with 2 big chances created and expected goal involvement of 0.78. If things had gone differently, maybe he'd have returned some points. However, I've got him for the season running, and he's in because the way I was building my side, I didn't really want to put so much of my budget into Mohamed Salah. I may regret that, but it's a decision I've made, it's a gamble I've taken, and hopefully it pays off for me. But of course, high hopes for anyone that has still got Salah as well, because I know how infuriating it has been recently to own him. And then, of course, as well, Heung-min Son. I think when everyone realised Kane wasn't going to be involved in this double game week, everyone flocked to Heung-min Son. Now, Eriksen was the one to actually return points, so well done if you brought in Eriksen. Son didn't return anything in the 2 games played. He actually played full 90 minutes in both games and had 12 penalty area touches, 7 attempts on goal, 5 from inside the box, 2 shots on target with 1 big chance, and 5 chances created, and expected goal involvement of 0.78. Could have been different. He came close a few times, and hopefully he will be the man that he was when he last stepped into Harry Kane's shoes and get some big point returns. Then Raheem Sterling was actually the next highest point scorer, getting me 8 points from 180 minutes played. Surprised he played so many minutes. I still thought he'd get a rest. He managed to get 1 assist in the game against Manchester United, assisting Leroy Sané. Now, it's a little bit disappointing because I brought him in with such high hopes and he's been absolutely tearing up the Premier League while I haven't owned him. And he had 15 penalty area touches in the last 2 games he's played in, but he's had 3 attempts, 2 from inside the box, all his shots on target, but 1 big chance, which he didn't score, and only 1 chance created with expected goal involvement of 0.81. I was hoping for a lot more explosiveness from Raheem Sterling, so it's a bit disappointing that that didn't come through. But then we've got the cheap midfielders actually turning up with the points. Gerard Deulofeu starting off my double game week with a bang, 16 points in that one, only 1 in the next. Playing 172 minutes in total, getting 2 goals in the first game with 3 bonus points. Great performance by Deulofeu there. 16 penalty area touches, 8 attempts on goal, 7 from inside the box, 4 on target, 1 big chance, and 4 chances created with expected goal involvement of 1.16. Very, very happy that I stuck with Gerard Deulofeu despite all of the injury concerns around him. And then we got Diogo Jota as well, 6.2 million, 11 points scored in the second game of the game week for him. 167 minutes played, scoring 1 goal. Also had 15 penalty area touches, 7 attempts on goal, all from inside the box, 2 on target, 1 big chance, no chances created, but expected goal involvement of 1.24. Thankfully, both of those 2 turned up for me, otherwise it could have been a very disappointing game week. And then finally we have the forwards, and we had Jamie Vardy, Roberto Firmino and Raul Jimenez. 2 single game week strikers, which is against the grain. I think a lot of people went towards Andre Gray once they realised Troy Deeney was out. But I liked Jamie Vardy's fixture against West Ham. I also like owning Firmino and Mane to kind of counterbalance not having Salah. So that is why I stuck with these 2. Firmino didn't return any points, 2 points scored, 90 minutes played, 4 penalty area touches, 3 attempts on goal, 3 from inside the box, 1 shot on target, 1 big chance, 1 chance created, expected goal involvement of 0.81. But Vardy, with 1 single game week, did return points, 9 points from 90 minutes played, 1 goal and all 3 bonus points, 5 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, 1 on target. No big chances again, but 2 chances created as well. with no big chances created. However, he had expected goal involvement of 0.32 and managed to go and score a goal still. So Vardy is on fire, and to be honest, with them playing at home against Arsenal, I may keep him one more game week. And then we have Raul Jimenez at 6.9 million. This is the first time, I think, since the start of the season, Raul Jimenez has gone 3 games without returning points. 4 points scored from 171 minutes played, 13 penalty area touches, 7 attempts on goal, all from inside the box, none on target, which is a bit poor. Chances created 1, it was a big chance, and expected goal involvement of 1.22, but he got absolutely nothing. Now, he has turned up a lot this season, so we'll forgive him 3 game weeks, but once you go 3 game weeks without scoring points, that's when people get a little bit itchy about it and may consider transferring you out. And to end the video, we now look at my side for game week 36, and the pickle I've got myself in is I actually now quite like my bench, which means it's hard to pick an 11 and not worry that I'm going to have a lot of points on the bench. Now at the moment, the way I've got my team lined up is Hugo Lloris in goal against West Ham at home, hopeful for a Tottenham clean sheet there. The other option is Ben Foster at home against Wolves. Again, I feel like Watford are the type of side that may allow Wolves to play the way they like to play in counter. So I'm going with Lloris at the moment. In defence, we've got Valery against Bournemouth at home. I like the fact it's Southampton at home. Who knows what Bournemouth are going to turn up. There's potential for a clean sheet there. I do worry that he just won't play like he has done in the double game week. But at the moment, he is on the pitch. Alexander-Arnold and Laporte aren't going anywhere. They're staying in the first 11. The other options for us are Kiko Firmino at home against Wolves again. To be honest, I fancy Wolves to get a goal, so that is why he's not there. And then Lewis Dunk against Newcastle. Again, I fancy Newcastle to get some goals there. Although Almiron being injured makes me a bit more concerned about that happening, because Almiron kind of has freed up Jose Perez to play a more important role up front. Then in midfield at the moment, we have the heavy hitters of Heung-min Son, Mane and Sterling. Now, Heung-min Son against West Ham home seems like a no-brainer, as does Mane against Huddersfield at home. Sterling against Burnley away, again, Raheem Sterling can be explosive. I do think the Burnley fixture will be difficult for them, but I can't see myself not playing Sterling. And at the moment, we've got Deulofeu because it is at home for him. However, I am tempted to change to Jota because Deulofeu has seemingly had more success away from home than he has had at home. So there could be a swap there, and I double up on Wolves for this game week. We do have Jimenez up front, though, against Watford away, and he's paired up with Jamie Vardy and Roberto Firmino. Again, Firmino at Huddersfield at home. I could potentially captain him and hope something big happens, take a gamble. If it pays off, I should go quite highly into the top 10k. And then Vardy, I just fancy him to score a goal against Arsenal. We just saw what Wolves did to Arsenal, so maybe Leicester can do the same. Seems like no one wants that 4th spot with the way the team is fighting for it at playing. But we shall see. As far as transfers, I kind of want to triple up on City. It was going to be De Bruyne. Maybe it'll be Silva. He did score against Manchester United. I just get the feeling that he may still not return that highly, despite the fact that he has looked very promising. And the question would be who to bring him in for. It would be for probably Deulofeu or Jota, and I'm just not sure which one of them I'd want to actually get rid of. And then I would have to get rid of one of my forwards, most likely, to be able to bring Bernardo Silva into my starting 11. So there is the potential that I do just carry a transfer in this one, which would be a surprise to me because I have been taking a lot of hits, and I do want to end this video on just saying potentially I made a mistake this game week in game week 35, despite still getting over 130 points, of making too many transfers. My transfers in were Firmino for Duffy, which didn't pay off for me at all. Duffy would have been the better pick. Also Sterling in for Martial, that did pay off in the second game, because of course Sterling got an assist and Martial didn't get anything. But then I also brought in Firmino, a single game week player. Could have brought someone else potentially in. And Firmino came in for Aguero. And pretty much the switch from Aguero to Sterling didn't really benefit me for this game week in any shape or form. Will it pay off overall? Hopefully it will, because I wanted Sterling in my side over Aguero. I'd made that decision. And either way, I'm happy I've gone with my gut, because I think at the moment, for me anyway, the likes of Sterling and Sane look a lot more of a threat than Aguero. That could, of course, change because Aguero is Aguero. He can always find a vein of form and be absolutely explosive. But Sterling seems the one in form to me right now and is the one I wanted to end the season with. But potentially, I could have saved myself a lot of bother not making that extra transfer to Kiko Firmino from Duffy and got myself a few more points and not got an extra -4 penalty. But lessons learned, I think I've been a bit free and wild with the hits this season. But hopefully we live and we learn, and we'll do better with our transfers next time. Either way, I am still in the top 14k at the moment, so I can't be too upset. And hopefully we will break that elusive 10k mark. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video as always. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, as well as hitting that notification bell so you know when my videos go live. Check out all the various links in the description down below. Hopefully we all have a great end to the season, and I'm pretty pumped about the next season as well. Hopefully we're going to really up our game for you guys. I know a lot of you have spoken about how the team isn't that clear for you to see in the videos. I am trying to make the content for next year better, especially for people watching on mobile devices. So stay tuned to the channel. We will continue with the content because I don't think there's any quitting me. I can't do it. But thank you guys so much for the support. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.